Hi, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Asteroid Defense. This is going to be a math program. Whoa, what am I saying? Okay, it's a math kind of tutorial program. So what you'll do is you'll make this game that's going to have your Earth here in the middle. And I delete all the code, so I can't show you a demo, but I promise you this is decent stuff here. And what will happen is you'll put in the XY coordinates, and a little beacon will show up out here in the screen, and your Earth will fire a rocket to it, the beacon, and it'll explode, and hopefully you'll destroy one of these awesome asteroids I drew. Okay, so the artwork's not fantastic, and after you get the program completed, you can probably go out to Google and get a real picture of Earth and put it there, and maybe get some better pictures of asteroids and stuff. The main thing was when I made this, actually I made this about 7 or 8 years ago, and what you're probably wondering, why did I wait so long? Like I said, I'm still asking myself that question. So what's going to happen is, the program will just, I don't even know what I was talking about. Let's go ahead and get to work. And, I probably should show you a demo just so you can see what it looks like. I want to pause the video and switch over to a demo here. Okay, here is the completed version. So when you run the program, you'll see that we have an asteroid coming in over here from the right-hand side. It's quadrant 1. I want to fire my rocket, and on the x-axis, I have to predict, I think it's about 150 on the x-axis. Then it looks like it's probably about 40 on the y. Press enter, and then launch my rockets, and then the rocket will go to where it's at. Here's another one coming. I'm going to guess it's 50 on x and about 50 on y. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're going to do. Not super advanced for an arcade game, but it's good for reviewing the XY coordinates and getting used to knowing positive and negative values on the XY axis here. Okay, and these little dots right here represent about 50 units on the x-axis, and these little blue dots represent about 50 units on the y-axis. I drew these just kind of estimating where they were. If you go into the stage, there are better XY coordinates. However, this one seemed to work better for what I was doing at the point in time. Actually, when I made this, there was no XY coordinate stage back here that was provided by Scratch. If we could look here in the provided stages, well, it's that one right there, sorry, or provided backdrops for the stage. They'll come up with a list, and you'll see that has one that has XY coordinates. If you want to use that one instead of mine, you're more than welcome to, but you'll lose the whole experience of my awesome artwork. Okay, you can see right down here there's XY grid, then there's 2 different XY grids right there. And I'm going to click on cancel. I'm just going to roll with mine. And if you want to, you can just eliminate it altogether and put anything you want. Okay, let's close this out and pull out the student copy so you can start programming it from there, and you can watch me put together as we move along. Okay, let's go ahead and start programming the stage. We're going to move kind of fast here because I think a lot of you have picked this up very quickly. To start off programming the stage, we want to go to our events section here, and we want to get one of these green hat flag blocks, and we want to go down here and choose a broadcast message. We're actually going to use 5 of these, so we can duplicate those and just get yourself 5 of them. Okay, and you'll notice my name's automatically popped up. It should have deleted those out of there. So what you want to do if you are not having yours pop up, which they shouldn't be, I have made some adjustments here with Scratch. So you want to type in the name get coordinates. Okay, that's going to be our first one. Then our second broadcast message is going to be Asteroid 1. Mine's already typed in there. Actually, it didn't delete it that time when I was clearing out all the files. What happened was I made the program in advance, and then I go through and delete everything to make it for the video. So first one is Asteroid 1. I'll explain what all these do in a second. Our next one is Asteroid 2. Mine's already in there, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. But you would need to go and click on the little arrow, then click on New Message and spell out Asteroid 2. Here we want to create one called, guess what, Asteroid 3. And if you misspell the words, it's no big deal, okay? This isn't about correct spelling. It's more about making sure you're organized, okay? So if you misspelled asteroid and you consistently know to keep finding that misspelled asteroid name later in the program, you have no problems. Okay, so what we're doing is these broadcast messages will send messages out to other pieces of code to tell them to start and stop. Okay, and they're basically helping control the program. Now let's go over here and we're going to create another block of code underneath the green flag tool or hat block, and we want to create some variables, and we're going to make all these variables for all sprites because this is the stage, and the stage does not allow you to make what we call global variables. We have to make only it doesn't allow you to make local variables or instance variables. We're only going to be making what we call global variables. That's a technical term. You just need to know for all sprites, that means all sprites can access this information. So the first variable we're going to make is called Earth Energy. Click on OK, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag it over there, and I'm going to set Earth Energy to 100. I'm going to go ahead and get another set block, and I want to create a new variable. Whoops, that's right, I got to come over here, click on Make Variable, and we want to call this one Space Bar Switch. Click on OK. Go ahead and drag that over there. Or actually, I already have one here. So I'll go ahead and set it. And we want to set that to 0. And next we want to create another variable. Let's call this one Rocket X. Then we want to create another variable called Rocket Y. And I forgot to do something. I forgot to set my Rocket X over here. I'm going to set it to a word called null. Null means empty. And we're just using that to hold a place value. We'll do the same thing with Rocket Y. We'll set it to null also. Okay, and those are technical terms. I could have just left it blank or put a value of 0 in or something. But I kind of want you to see the value null typed in there just to give you some exposure when you see it in the future whenever you start creating more advanced programs. Our next variable name will be score. And we're going to set the score to 0. And I don't know why I had an extra one there, so we'll drag it off. Okay, so 2 blocks of code so far. 1, all the broadcast blocks send out messages. 2, these variables right here get set to values to help us get the program started. Next, we want to go to events. We want to get when I receive message, and we want to choose when I receive get coordinates. So when this message is sent, this block will receive this information and start performing some sort of action. And the action we want to perform is a repeat until block. And we're actually going to have 2 of those. So if you want, you can go ahead and duplicate it out. And we want to say repeat until it's not. All right. And we're going to put another conditional block in there, the equals symbol. And go back over here to your data, and we want to get the Rocket X. And we're going to type in the word null. Okay, so what this code says is we'll keep repeating this action until Rocket X is not null. Okay, that's what is basically saying. So long as this is null, this code will keep repeating over and over and over and over again. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to use a ask block from sensing, and this will prompt the user information to get entered into the computer, and we want to ask them to enter in the X coordinate that they want to fire. So enter in the let's say X axis value to fire the rocket or something like that. We'll change it later on. All right, and once you have that, next we want to go to data and get set, and we're going to set Rocket X to the value from the answer. Okay, and if you want to see what the answer is, right here you click on that. It'll show up on the stage over here. Click on the green flag tool, enter in the X value to fire the rocket. We're going to put in 45, hit enter, and you'll notice the answer is set to 45, and Rocket X right there is also set to 45. Pretty cool, huh? And I believe I have an asteroid that I forgot to delete code for. Whoops, I forgot to delete everything for Asteroid 2. That's why everything was popped up. Okay, so you didn't see anything there, okay? We'll save all that cool stuff for later on. Yours should not have an asteroid roaming around the scene. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a little change here. I'm going to right-click, choose duplicate, get rid of this bottom one, get rid of that one. Change out, actually I can right click and choose Rocket Y. So I right clicked on the variable block I choose rocket Y, which is no longer there. Then down here I want to switch this to rocket Y and change that to Y also. Alright, so let's get rid of this one, put that right there. So now the user, when we run the program, will enter in rocket X and rocket Y. So rocket Y is 111, rocket X is 45, based upon us inputting the information. Doesn't do anything yet, even though mine mistakenly had done something. Next, we want to broadcast a message. We're going to choose a new message. We got to type this one up. Now this one got deleted because I forgot to, because I just now deleted all this stuff. We're going to call this new message ready fire button. And what this will do is it's going to send a message to another block that tells it to start waiting to fire the rocket whenever we press another key. We'll see that one in the near future. Right here we're going to tell the program to wait.